Hi students, today we are going to study about basic cell theory and structure. The main points which we cover in this lesson are the history of formulation of cell theory, what is cell theory, subcellular or acellular particles. When we talk about the history of formulation of cell theory, then first comes the name of ancient Greeks, who were the first to organize the data of natural world. Aristotle. Aristotle presented the idea that all animals and plants are somehow related. Due to his idea, questions came in mind of people that is there a fundamental unit of structure shared by all organisms? When microscopes were first used in 17th century, scientists said with certainty that living organisms share a fundamental unit of life that is cell. Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke is a British scientist. He first described the cell in 1665. He prepared a light microscope and used his microscope to examine a thin slice of cork. Hooke observed a honeycomb in which tiny empty compartments are present. He called these compartments present in cork as cellulae. Later on, we know this term as cell. Antoine van Leeuwenhoek. He is a Dutch naturalist and he observed tiny organisms in pond water under his microscope. He termed these organisms as animalcules. Jean-Baptiste de Lamarck. In 1809, he proposed that nobody can have life if its parts are not cellular tissues or not formed by cellular tissues. Robert Brown. Robert Brown is a British botanist. He discovered nucleus in cell in 1831. Matthias Schleiden. Matthias Schleiden is a German botanist. In 1838, he studied plant tissues and made first statement of cell theory. He stated that all plants are aggregates of individual cells which are fully independent. Theodor Schwann. Theodor Schwann is a German zoologist. In 1839, he reported that all animal tissues are also composed of individual cells. Rudolf Virchow. Rudolf Virchow gave the concept of omnicellular acellular. He proposed that all living cells arise from pre-existing cells. Louis Pasteur in 1862 provided an experimental proof of these ideas. Cell theory. Now what is cell theory? Cell theory is one of the fundamental concepts in biology. It has wide-ranging effects in all fields of research. Its main principles are following. All organisms are composed of one or more cells. Cells are the smallest living things, basic unit of organization of all organisms. Cells arise only by division in previously existing cells. Now what is a cell? Cell comes to know as basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. Subcellular or acellular particles. These are some particles that show the characters of both living and non-living things. That's why we call them as subcellular or acellular particles. These particles include virus, prions, and viroids. Now we see the characteristics of acellular particles. The non-living characters of these particles include that they are not composed of cells and they do not run any metabolism inside them. Living characters include that they can increase in number and can transmit their characters to next generation. That's why we see that these particles are not placed in any of the five kingdoms. When we study about kingdom system, then these particles are placed on a site of five kingdom system. So this is all about today's lecture. Hope so that you like this lecture. Thank you so much.